How do you use JavaScript nested destructuring? Imagine you're working with a huge pile of data, like a nested set of boxes inside boxes. Instead of opening each box one by one, JavaScript lets you unpack everything quickly with nested destructuring. It's a clever way to grab exactly what you need from complex data structures. Let's say you have an array of coordinate pairs, like a list of points on a map. You can use nested destructuring to pull out each coordinate in one line. For example, if you have an array called data points with two pairs of numbers, you can write const double brackets with variables inside. Like this, const x1, y1, x2, y2 is equal to data points. This line assigns the first point's x value to x1, y to y1, and the same for the second point. It's a quick way to access nested data without multiple lines of code. You can also skip some elements if you don't need them. For example, if you only want the y value of the second point, you can write const y2 is equal to 50 is equal to data points. Here, the comma skips the first element, and y2 gets the second point's y value, or defaults to 50 if it's missing. Defaults are handy when data might be incomplete. When working with objects, nested destructuring works similarly but uses curly braces. Suppose you have a user object with nested address info. You can write const address, city is equal to user. This pulls out the city from inside the address object. If you want to renames the variable, you can write const address, city, user city is equal to user. Now, user city holds the city name, making your code clearer. Nested destructuring can combine arrays and objects at multiple levels. For instance, if you have a response object with a status code and data array, you can extract the second user's name with one line. Const data, name, second user name is equal to response. This line skips the first data item and pulls out the name of the second user. You can also assign default values for nested properties that might not exist. If a nested object is missing a property, defaults prevent errors. For example, in nested object destructuring, you can write const address, zip is equal to 12,345 is equal to user. If zip is missing, it defaults to 12,345. Using the rest operator in arrays lets you gather remaining elements into a new array. For example, in array destructuring, you can write const first, others is equal to data points. Now, first holds the first element, and others is an array of the remaining points. This makes handling large data sets easier. One thing to keep in mind is that if you try to destructure deeply nested objects that don't exist, JavaScript throws an error. To avoid this, you can combine destructuring with optional chaining or set default values for each level. This way, your code stays safe even if some data is missing. Nested destructuring makes your code cleaner and easier to read. Instead of multiple lines accessing nested properties, you do it all in one go. It's especially useful in modern JavaScript applications where data often comes in complex, nested formats. To use nested destructuring, first look at your data's structure. Then, write matching brackets or braces on the left side of your assignment. Specify the variables where you want to store the extracted values. You can rename variables or set defaults to keep things flexible. If needed, use the rest operator to grab remaining data. This technique saves time and keeps your code tidy, especially when working with complex data structures.